That's on the VF tyre, so I can let them right down. Beast, innit? V8. And like walks the load this way, and then Bluetooth makes this. There's the odd bit that's been flooded where there's nothing growing. Monday morning, I'm just going to shoot up to Wellbrook and Brookhouse and push the muck heap up, and then I'm going to look if anywhere's dry enough to spread fertiliser as well. Just look at this overwintered mix. Sunflower's a bit mouldy. Most of this has been eaten. And then we've got barley in the bottom that's getting a bit chewed by slugs. See, it's stripped. Like little ribbons. So, I think it's probably dry enough to get a bit of fertiliser on this, to be honest. I knew there was something I wanted to do before we put the bale away. Get the fertiliser spreader out. So I'll have to pull this out, lift that out, and then put it back in again. Oh! Chippers on this. I'm going to take the screen out for the FERT spreader. So, put it into the FERT. I've just nicked this bar here with that on out of the tractor that Morgan drives the most, and I thought I'd even the hours up, but then that's on the right PTO, so I don't have to mess around shutting the PTO, and also it does get really soft. That's on the VF tyre, so I can let them right down, so I'll swap it back and I'll put the FERT spreader on that one for today. Supposed to be 620 FERT coming on demo on Wednesday. That would have been perfect for putting a bit of FERT on with, because it's a bit lighter again, but it's going to rain tomorrow. I'd sooner have it on and washed in so we can start working straight away. Just going to extend that plate so I can put the other ball on it, make it easier fitting the screens in. I've just took this ball out with the Valtra to put into the bracket I've made. Unfortunately, we always seem to have a shortage of these, and they're quite dear actually, ram mounts, for what they actually are. There we go, finally. That's in. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screens. But if we had Isobus, it could all run through that, or it could all run through that one. But at least this doesn't need what they call section control unlock. This actually has got it, but the other FERT didn't. So only the Valtra did. But yeah, an Isobus spreader would be nice, because you literally just plug a cable in the back and away you go, instead of having to mess around with all this bracketry. Pull that baler across with the Merlot. Rob's just going to move that little spreader. I've been a bit lazy and I've just dumped the air and pulled it back with the Merlot on the carriage with a pin. Saves hitching onto a tractor, plugging the spools in. So if he shunts in with the mini Merlot now, we should be able to get the FERT spreader out. I've left the tractor now over, can't see actually, over on yonder, getting a GPS signal, because the wire was a bit squashed for the GPS magnet, so I hope it's going to work. But Rob fishes that out of there, and I can stick it on the tractor and then back this spreader back in, spreader baler back in. Yeah, I should have done that yesterday morning before I backed the baler in. Need to move these as well. These have been knocking around since we brought them out the field on the Alliance Tyre Day. Oh no, we didn't. It was the tractor on at Christmas we put them in here for, wasn't it? Got some shelving there as well, ready to go to the new office when we get the chance. You wouldn't do that with a big baler. Just shuffle this back in the shed now. You can actually get frames that go on the front, can't you, to move stuff round. It's not that heavy though. I'm going to put it a bit tighter this way so we don't have to, it's easy to walk past. Oops, a bit more. Sorted. Oh well, that's good. It's got a signal and it's even reading the speed now. I left it in the clear sky for a minute, not in the sheds of the trees. So I'm going to stick this in front of the spreader. Rob's going to stick it on for me because I'm going to shoot to the dentist now. Just testing the fertiliser spreader while it's empty to make sure that everything's turning on and off as it should. It's obviously telling me it's empty. So when we get to here now, they should start turning off on that screen. Yeah. That's good. I'll put that back to there. Turn the PTO off. I'll put a bit of fertiliser in, set the rate, and we'll spread a bit and see what happens. Dave's just here doing a bit of chipping now. I think Adam's coming in a minute to load all Liam on Adam's new wagon. Wants to get a turn, so they're just, well, there's plenty of space for them to turn around, but Dave's been doing a digging job for someone this morning, so he's just called up this afternoon to chip what's here. Rob's just going to put me some FERT in now. This is ready for its yearly sharpen. Whiz it up with the whizzer. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Name that film. That'll do. An old nut combine knife section welded to a pole. That way then I have to climb up underneath the bag. If you've got some chip, you know who to call. How cool's that, Reg? Beast, innit? V8. Not a bit of tree rash down the side of it yet either. Shiny, shiny. Proper. It's proper clean, isn't it? What do we say? 7.5 ton empty. Not bad. Everything's aluminium. I presume. Even does that mean that that's aluminium then? Them chassis rails. Them. Oh no. All the axle mounts are aluminium, aren't they? That's Bluetooth. Yeah. I missed it. Got to do it again. Open the door, we'll see it better, won't we? Liam that's driving is going to put the PTO on it. We're going to show you how the walking floor works, because it just slides backwards and forwards and like walks the load this way, and then Bluetooth makes the sheet move. So they all go backwards, then they all go forwards one at a time, then they all go back. Clever that, isn't it? And that comes along as well and pushes it when it's got weight on it. It's going to show you how to do the sheet. Has it lost signals or it? Clever that, isn't it? Look at the new dashboard in the Scanias. It's like an iPad, that, isn't it? Bunk bed as well. V8. Right, finally off spreading for after the dentist. He wanted to pull my tooth out, but I didn't want it acting up while I'm away, so we're going to do it in a few weeks. But I'll go and try this now on the first field, see how we travel. There's a bit of a puddle there, but also, I don't know if you can see, no maybe not, some pigeons just dropped in. No, they're not getting up. This is cover crop with undersown OSR, so we'll see what it comes up like. There's a couple flying away. Flying out the back. There you go, there's a flock of them there. Oh! Ah, there's loads of them. It's so annoying. I thought the stalks were keeping them off it. Pretty much everything has been stripped now. But what I'm doing is I'm feeding this in the bottom. Bit of luck if the pigeons don't find it because it's underneath all this mat. We should have a crop of OSR. It is only an experiment, but in places there's quite a population. I think that's my boot next to the green. But see what happens. Slugs have been eating it. There's the odd bit that's been flooded where there's nothing growing. It's just drowned, so there will be some gaps in it, but it hasn't cost much to grow. I'm pleased I let the tyres right down on the terminal because of the VF ones. You can't really see where it's been, despite it being very wet, this bit of the field. No ruts anyway. Maybe the tiniest one just here in the gateway where it's driven on twice. See there where I went in a loop though, can't you? Just, it's not a rot, it's just the cleats cut in. On this field, and this is the one at the barley in this morning. Can't really see the rows, can you? Oh yeah, you can down there maybe. Probably not that well on the camera. Yeah, I'm going to run the FERT spreader empty on it and give it, well, 120 kilos hopefully. And then get some rain and then some heat in the sun in the next few days. It might start to respond, we'll see. There we go with the day's birthday bum. We've got Jessica Thomas, David Harris is 77, Mike Barnes is 59, Jane Louise Cade is 50 plus, Paul Boney Morgan is 55, Robin Simons is 68, and Amy Lowry is 11. Happy birthday everyone on there and anyone else whose birthday it is. And we're nearly 85,000 plus gift aid. All for the Northwest Air Ambulance. That is about all for today. I'm going to shoot to B&Q now and get some racking for Brookhouse, because where all the laundry goes for the bedding is rammed. So I'm measured it up, and my mate got some racking from B&Q and he said it'll fit in the gap perfect. So I'm going to go shoot up there with Stephen later and get that. So yeah, that's all for today. This was the quiz question from the other day at the end. It was, how heavy is that Ford? So here it is, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. This was yesterday's quiz question.